Today, I want to talk about the great power of fear, specifically the power it has to stop people from fulfilling their potential. When we think of fear, we often think it's a negative attribute, which I do think it is, but of course, it also protects us from harm. But part of the issue is that evolutionarily, fear protected us from, say, the tiger in the bush. But in today's modern world, there are very few things that will actually kill you. And most of them are built by human beings, right? Like a car accident or something like that, as opposed to a wild tiger. You're not going to run into a wild tiger in the city. So ultimately, fear, the novel Dune says, fear is the mind killer. And I think it really is. And fear is contagious. And similar to shame, it's actually used as a tool by those who do not want to try at anything or something to actually keep other people down so that they can feel better about themselves. You'll often notice this if you want to try taking a risk, like starting a business or trying something new. Your friends or family might tell you, well, what if it goes wrong? What if this bad thing happens? What if you fail? It might seem like they're being helpful, but they're expressing their fears. And if you allow their fears to infect your mind, what happens is you then become just like them. And so you then have the regret of not having tried, which is a lot worse than having tried and failed and knowing that you tried. That's just much better. And usually failure is very temporary because you learn something and then you're going to do better at the next thing anyway. So generally, I think fear is underrated and often not identified. When people tell you, be careful, or I wouldn't do that, that's fear speaking. When people tell you, you know, you're not good enough to achieve that, or you have to get lucky to succeed, that's also fear. It's a different kind of fear, but it's fear talking and stopping you from achieving your potential. It's worth asking, whenever you're doing anything, are you driven by fear or are you driven by its opposite? Something like, wanting or desire, a kind of ambition. Ultimately, fear gets in our way in more ways than one, but fear can be dismantled by lots of different things. It can be dismantled by ambition. It can be dismantled by awareness. Simply naming the fear, speaking it out loud, can immediately cause it to dissipate. Fear is the kind of thing that sneaks about and hides in the shadows and tries to convince you that following its path or its recommendation is going to keep you safe. But often the biggest risk is taking no risk at all.